Hello, this is Richard Nongard with subliminalscience.com, and the purpose of this video is real simple. I'm going to teach you a very simple method for recording your own hypnosis session using both music and your voice. What you have the ability to do here is you have the ability to pre-record a audio CD so that you could sell those, distribute them in any way you wanted to, give them to clients as a reinforcement for their sessions, or you could actually record your hypnosis session and give them a copy of that session at the end of the session, as long as you have a laptop with a microphone in the room. Now, I do not record my sessions for clients. The reason why is real simple. I would prefer to give them a pre-recorded session for a variety of different reasons. But I know a lot of hypnotists like to actually record the session and then give a copy of that session to a client. So you could use this either for pre-recorded CDs or even those sessions here in the office. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Google. And the reason why we're going to Google to begin with is because I want to show you from the very beginning. And you're going to download a program called Audacity. Audacity is a free program, and so when you type in Audacity, you will find right here, right at the top, audacity.sourceforge.net. And so you're going to go to the download section, and you're going to download Audacity for Windows. And so here we go. It's the Audacity 2.0.1 installer, although by the time you're watching this video, it may be a later number. But there we go. I'm using Google Chrome as my browser, and it's almost downloaded. And when it's downloaded, I'm going to open it up and I'm going to run it. Okay? Yes, I know it's safe. Yes, I'm going to speak English. Yes, I'm going to install it. Yes, I'm going to accept the agreement. And Audacity is a free program, and I'm going to create a desktop icon because that helps me find things. And so it's going to install. Now, Audacity will make a WAV file, which is a large file. By the way, when we're finished, you could launch it if you wanted to, but we're not going to launch it yet. It makes a WAV file, which is a rather large file. It will take you a little longer to render it, etc. I would prefer an MP3. And so, after I've downloaded Audacity, I'm then going to come download this program here called the Lame MP3 Encoder. Now, this is real important, okay? What's real important here is that you're going to go to the download page. It's going to tell you, give you some instructions here, but you're going to go to the download page. And when you go to the download page, by the way, this is a left click, not a right click. Do not click on any banners, okay? Do not click on any banners. For example, this is a banner, okay? Do not click on those. See? Do not click on those. The guy who publishes this page is not responsible for these banners, which are ads, and they could potentially contain malware. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the Lame on Windows file, which is right here, and you're going to, let's make sure I do this correct. This is not Lame. This is not Lame. So you're going to go to, I want to make sure we get the right one. This one, which is the top one for Windows, and don't click on these over here, just click on this one, don't click on the banner. We've downloaded the Lame encoder, and what that does is it lets us actually render an MP3 rather than a WAV file, which is a lot easier to work with. And you can't really email a WAV file to a client. A lot of times if I do make a CD for them, I'll just email it to their phone and they can listen to it that way. So I'm going to open that up. It says the publisher can't be verified, but since I didn't click the banner ads and I only clicked this link, we know it's the right one. So I'm going to hit run. Bingo. Yes, I'm going to accept it. It's going to install Lame for Audacity. And bingo, install. It has completed the setup. And that basically downloads the software. Now that I've downloaded the software, I am going to then open up the correct software. Now that I've downloaded Audacity and I've also then downloaded the Lame MP3 encoder, I'm just going to search for the program. So I'm going to type in Audacity. You may have a desktop icon. Then I'm going to open up the Audacity program, and I don't need any help. And so here we go. Here is the Audacity program. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so that you can actually see what I'm doing here. And this is really a pretty simple process. Okay, I have the program open, and I'm going to keep this really simple. this is what the program looks like. And here are the various buttons to control things. Here's your play button. Here is your stop button. Here is your record button. And here is your pause button. The speakers are here, and the microphone I'm using is my Blue Snowball microphone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record a hypnosis session. I'm going to hit the record button. Hello, this is Richard Nongard with SubliminalScience.com. And what I'm doing right now is I'm making a hypnosis recording. I could be recording this as a pre-recorded CD to give to clients, or I could be recording an actual session that I'm doing with a client, so that when I'm finished with the session, I can give it to a client. Now, the simple thing to note here is that if I am recording a session and I have music playing in the background, it will be picked up by the microphone and will appear here on the MP3. Of course, if I don't have music, only my voice is going to show up. Either way, of course, is fine. And I'm going to show you how, if you're doing a pre-recorded CD, to import a music file as a background file. And so I've made my recording, so I'm going to click stop. And so here is my recording. And I'm going to show you how, if you're doing a pre-recorded CD, but if I did import hearing what I music file as a background file. So it's done. There we go. I've made a recording of a whole session or of my voice for a voiceover. And so now I'm simply going to go to File, and I'm going to go to Export, and I'm going to export it to my desktop so I can find it easily. You can put it anywhere you want to. Okay. Now it will automatically save it as a WAV file. I prefer to save things as an MP3 file. We can save it as an MP3 file because we already installed the LAME encoder. I'm going to call this Test Hypnosis Session. Okay. You could save it to any file you wanted to, a library. You could save it, for example, to music, or you could create a new folder called a new library called Hypnosis. You could save it anywhere you wanted to. For simplicity here, I'm going to save this file to my desktop. So there we go. The artist name is Richard Nongard. And the track album title is Test Hypnosis. You don't even have to fill this in if you don't want to. And I'm going to click OK. And bingo, it's exporting the file. When it has exported the file, I can actually close off of this program. Let's not save the changes. You might want to save the changes, though, if you're not sure you have it perfect. And bingo, it's over here on my desktop. So if I were to simply click on this MP3, this is a brand new computer, so Windows Media isn't even installed yet. But if I were to simply click on this, bingo, it would open up and it would play just like any other MP3. All right, now assuming you're simply going to record what's going on in your office, a session you did with a client, you're done. You don't need another program. Let's say you're going to make a pre-recorded MP3 CD so that you can give it to clients. You can actually use Audacity. I don't, though. I use Acoustica. It's something I've been using for years, and it's a little bit simpler. So we're going to go to download.com, which is actually a CNET website. It's a safe website. And you're going to search up here for Acoustica. Let's spell it correctly, though. Acoustica MP3. Okay? And when you search for Acoustica MP3, it does, it gives you the ad from the software company because I misspelled it, but Acoustica MP3. Here we go. Okay? So now what it does is it gives me the download section here, okay? So here's my Acoustica MP3 mixer and my Acoustica program. I'm going to go to the Acoustica MP3 audio mixer, okay? What it does is it edit or tunes or remixes MP3s on my computer, okay? This one up here does something different. So I'm going to click download now. And when I click download now, there's going to be banners and ads and crap over here. Something right here. Don't sign up for those things, okay? You're going to click the download, and it's actually downloaded it already. And bingo, it's going to ask if I want to open it up. So yes, I'm opening up my Acoustica MP3 audio mixer. I'm going to agree to those things. Yes, I'm going to put it right there. I don't need to be informed of upgrades. No, I don't need to download the convert WMA files. That's window media files. I'm not going to be doing that. Bingo, it is now back.
Ladies and gentlemen!
Whoops, it's been successfully installed, and that is the sample file on Acoustica. And so, I'm going to close off of this. I'm not going to enter the code because I'm not going to buy it yet. This lets me use it as a trial version. And now what I'm going to do is simply, it opened up and it played a sample track, and obviously you heard that sample track. And so I'd probably open it up full size, but so I can record the screen here, I'm not opening it up full size. Okay, my Acoustica software is now open, but I need music to put in the background. What's the best music you can buy? Well, you can go over to my website for Hypnosis, www.subliminalscience.com, and you can go over here to Hypnosis music. It's Hypnosis background music. You can click on that, and you can buy files that you can use as background music in Hypnosis. Those are all produced by Dan Kern. Now, you can also simply go to Dan Kern's page, which is A1 Subliminal.com. And Dan's got a great website. You can contact Dan, and Dan will actually make you any kind of background music you want. So you can go over to his website, or you can go to my website and you can download music. Now, I have a file that I've downloaded already. And so what I'm going to do in order to make the file is I'm going to go here and I'm going to go to add sound. And I'm going to add from my desktop, the first thing I'm going to add is my test hypnosis session. See, there it is. See, bingo. And you can hear it. Hello, this is Richard Nongard with SubliminalScience.com, and what I'm doing right now is I'm making a hypnosis recording. I could be recording this as a pre-recorded CD to give to clients, or I could be recording an actual session that I'm doing. So there you go. There's the voice file. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to import the music. So I'm going to go to Add Sound, and on my desktop I also have some of Dan's music. This one happens to be called Pure Serenity. So I'm going to import that, and bingo, it will show up in just a second. See, it's loading the music file. The music file is pretty big. It's 60 minutes long. Okay. Now, I need to shorten the music file because, as you can see here, the voice file and the music file's on top, and the music file's a lot longer. Okay. It's 60 minutes. The voice file was probably a minute. So what I'm going to do here is I'm simply going to shorten it. Okay, so now you're watching me shorten it the old-fashioned way. Not the most efficient way to do this, but seems to work for right now. As you can see, this really is pretty simple, and I know I'm talking fast, but if you watch this video over again, you take some notes, and you follow it step by step, what you'll have at the end is a file you can record to a CD and actually give to a client. So I'm going to just continue shortening this. I grabbed the end of it and I'm just sucking the music in is what I'm doing. Because remember, my music file was only about 1 minute, or my voice file was only about 1 minute. Usually my voice file is going to be about 30 minutes, and Dan will custom record anything in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever you want to, or you can actually do what I'm doing and simply shorten the music file. All right, so what I have now here is I have my voice file down here at the bottom, Test Hypnosis Session MP3, and I have my music file, which is titled Pure Serenity. Now here's the issue. The voice file and the music file are at the same volume. Chances are pretty good you want your voice file a little louder and your music is background music a little lower. So here's what it sounds like when I import it. Okay, if you can hear this through the speakers. Hello, this is Richard Nongard with SubliminalScience.com. And what I'm doing right now is Notice how the music is way too loud and my voice is not loud enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to click on this middle file, that's the file with my voice, and I'm going to up the volume. I'm going to up it to 126% of what it was when I recorded it. Then I'm going to go over here to the music, and generally I actually put this all the way down to 17%, something like that. So then my music is actually background. So here's what you hear now. Hypnosis recording. I could be recording this, okay? So it's not quite right in my opinion, so I'm going to up the volume of my voice 152%, and I'm going to decrease the volume even lower. So now I'm at 13%, okay? You have to play with this and get the ratio that you like. As a pre-recorded CD to give to clients, or I could be recording an actual session that I'm doing with a client, so that when I'm finished with the session, I can give it to a client, okay? So what I have now, and I'll let you play around with the settings that you prefer for the volume levels that you prefer, but now I have a product that I can actually turn into an MP3, a finished product, a product that is pre-recorded with a background music track, in this case, a theta level binaural beat file that I have obtained from Dan Kern, which Dan Kern sells at his website, a1subliminal.com, or you can also buy them from me at subliminalscience.com. And what I'm going to do is just go to File, and I'm going to go to Save As, and I'm not going to save it as a sound group file, okay? That'll only work in Acoustica. What I'm going to do is save it as an MP3 file, and I'm going to call this Final Hypnosis, okay? And I'm going to save it to my desktop, but of course you could save it anywhere you wanted to, okay? And I just hit Save, and it gives me the option to make a larger or smaller file. The larger the file, the better quality. I usually use the second highest settings here. You can title it if you want to, Test Final, and you can put your name in as the author. This way, if somebody steals it on the internet, everyone's going to still get your name. You could even put a comment, www.subliminalscience.com, and you can put a copyright date if you wanted to or whatever, and you hit bingo, save. And now it's working its magic. Hello, this is Richard Dongard. And subliminalscience.com. I'm not going to save that. Right now is I'm making a hypnosis. And here's the final product. I could be recording this as a pre-recorded CD to give to clients, or I could be recording an actual session that I'm doing with a client, so that when I'm finished with the session, I can give it. Okay, so what we have now is a finished product. Now you can burn it to a CD. That's an easy process too. Every computer, unless you bought one in 1989, has the capacity to burn a CD directly from the finished file here to the CD burner. All right, since I want to make a CD or a video that shows you the whole process from start to finish, I'm actually going to burn it to a DVD. And so or burn it to a CD. I just put a CD in my drive. I just closed the door of my computer, and the CD is now in there. So I'm going to say, again, I have, what is this, Windows 7. So it's going to pop up and ask me what I want to do. Burn the files to a disk using Windows Explorer or using Windows Media Player. Well, I'm going to click that, and there's some sample files over there. That's not what I want to burn. I want to actually burn from my burn list, drag items here to create a burn list. And so I'm going to drop I just drag from my desktop the final hypnosis session right to here, and there it is, okay? Then I'm going to hit Start Burn. When I hit Start Burn, it's going to burn the CD, and it's 9% completed. It's doing its thing. I can hear it spinning in the drive. 12%, 15%, 20%. 31% completed. It's almost done now. And so simply using Windows Media, I have been able to actually burn a CD that is now completed. And if this was a 30-minute session, it might take 3 or 4 or 5 minutes to do this completely. But it's about ready to eject itself. There it goes. I don't know if you could hear it. And in my hot little hand, I'm actually holding a CD that's been recorded. So there it is. If this was a client session, I now have in my hand a CD that I could actually give them. This instructional DVD or video was brought to you by subliminalscience.com. It shows you the process, how to download the software, start to finish, everything you need to record your own hypnosis CDs. I'm Richard Nongard, and I hope that you found this instructional video helpful, and I hope that it serves your clients well.